Welcome to Business as a Magical Practice, where your business is the vehicle for your self-integration and soul evolution. My name is Sam Garcia, and I'm the founder of Dirty Alchemy Digital Marketing. And I'll be guiding you through how you can use your business as a spiritual practice and what magical businesses are doing to hit their goals and change the world. Together, we'll be relating the mystical to the world of business so that our work can unite spirit and matter, shadow and light, conscious and unconscious. Let's dive in. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to Business as a Magical Practice. We have a very special episode today. Our very first interview with a magical business owner sharing their story and insights in how they're growing their business and using it for their spiritual growth and soul evolution. So today I have my dear friend, the amazing Pua Walsh from Astrology Hub. Hi, Amanda.
This is so much fun, Samantha. Thank you for having me. You guys, I got a text that was like, I'm starting a podcast. Will you be on it? And when she told me the title of it, I was like, are you kidding me? This is like my dream podcast to be interviewed on. So I'm very happy to be here with you, Samantha, and with all of you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And we get to be in the same room right now, which is really exciting.
Yes, it never happens. Oh my gosh.
So quick background in case you do not know her. Pua Walsh, MS, is the CEO and founder of Astrology Hub, an online platform for astrological guidance and education reaching over 90,000 astrology lovers worldwide. Amanda is the host of the top-ranking Astrology Hub podcast, featuring conversations with the best astrologers in the world today. Amanda blends her diverse background in business leadership, psychology, digital marketing, and media with her passion for astrology, spirituality, and personal growth. I mean, oh my God. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I know you pretty well. I even lived with you for 9 months. So I do think that this podcast is going to be an interesting one and all over the place. Are you fine with that?
Oh my gosh. Yes, because out of chaos comes order. So yes, it's perfect. We'll just flow with it.
Okay, perfect. So I know that you were a business owner before your spiritual awakening, and that was like a whole ordeal, a whole process. And I was curious if you could tell us how running a business before your spiritual awakening and after your spiritual awakening, how is that different? How is it better now, harder now, whatever it is now?
Okay. Before spiritual awakening, I was in New York City. I was the only woman at most meetings, most presentations. I was in the technology arena. So imagine New York City, very young, very like cutthroat, very results oriented, really all about matter, right? All about like generating profit. Yeah. It was very void of true meaning and purpose. Although I was able to find that within the organization that I was running because I loved the people. Mm-hmm. So there was always this, okay, I'm going to create a sense of family and community within my organization. But the work we were doing out in the world, it was just, black and white. Yeah. And you get results or you don't. And it wasn't about like transformation and spiritual growth and any of that. It was just like, it didn't exist. So I eventually hit a wall with it where I was traveling all the time. I was exhausted. I had just had my first daughter. Whenever I would leave in the morning to go to work, now it was between this being, this daughter, this person that I brought in. I was making a choice every day. It's like, I'm going to go leave her to go do something. And what became really clear is that I didn't want to anymore and that it wasn't worth it. I didn't value it as much as I valued my time with her. And so it just got harder and harder and harder to do the work. Yeah. And so eventually I got to a point where I needed to make a big change. And I decided, it was like gut wrenching. When I tell the story now, it's like, oh yeah, I decided to leave and sell give my ownership back and sell my home in California and leave my place in New York and move to Hawaii. It sounds like so simple. It wasn't. It was very like gut wrenching at the time because it was a big, huge leap off a cliff and I didn't really know where I was going to go. But I just knew I needed to make a change. And Hawaii had always called to my soul. Mm-hmm. And I knew that I really wanted to find something. This was, okay, my daughter, also the birth of my daughter was the impetus for my spiritual awakening as well.
Yeah.
So what happened was I got to a point where it's like, well, okay, if I'm going to need to work, which I do, I would like to feel like I'm doing something meaningful and to feel like I'm doing something good, that's like helping people and leaving a legacy of goodness in the world. I didn't know what that would be though. It was like, I just know I want that. And so I couldn't afford to live in New York anymore if I wasn't going to be doing what I was doing. Not that Hawaii is that much less expensive, but, relatively. So I decided to move to Hawaii, and it was this big journey to find work that felt aligned with my heart, that I felt like was helpful and useful for people, that would use my unique gifts and talents, and that I could support my family with. And so after divorce and financial ruin and, everything after I left New York, everything fell apart. But it was so necessary because what happened in that process is I got more in touch with what I actually care about, what I actually value. And at the time when everything was breaking down, astrology came into my life and it became so helpful. I was like, oh my God, this is a lifeline. I would tune into it every day, trying to find some order in the chaos, trying to find some meaning in what was happening in my life. And it was so helpful. So then I had an opportunity. I met a man who was a digital marketer who had bought the domain name Astrology Hub and was like, I've just been sitting on it, waiting to do something with it. Would you like to help me? I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Are you kidding me? And so we started Astrology Hub. And that was about 5 years ago. And so I would say the journey towards truly using magic and spirituality in how I do business has been relatively recent. I would say before 2020, I was definitely in tune with it and I was definitely using it, but it was almost like one foot in one world and one foot in the other world, where I didn't fully trust that if I made the transition to being really in that magical space to fuel the business, I wasn't quite there yet. Like, well, then am I going to be able to pay my people? Am I going to be able to continue running the business? And so there were still those scripts or programs running in me that was telling me that I needed to do certain things the old way. But they didn't feel totally right all the time. Like there were certain things that we were doing that were like 100% all the time felt right. And certain things, especially around launches, that were always like, this doesn't feel right or good. And so now, after everything that has happened this year, I remember when it all started going down in March, I had this moment of like, all right, we're either going to make it or we're not. I have no idea. Yeah, it was like total free for all. It was like, yes, talk about just free falling off a cliff. It was like, so if we're going to go down, we're going to go down in a blaze of glory. Like we are going to just put it all out there, like nothing left behind, nothing left. If we're going to go down, I would never want to look back and be like, I held back or I didn't do everything that I knew was totally in alignment. And I didn't give quite as much as I could give. And it really, truly all of a sudden became about service, like 100%. And I don't mean self-sacrificing service. I mean, I just really want to be here to support people through this because I've been through it. I went through my personal apocalypse. It was flipping hard and astrology was my lifeline. So here's my opportunity. I see this collective, quote unquote breakdown happening. And the astrology, of course, predicted it. Astrology knew it was going to come. So I had some preparation for this time. I knew it was coming. I didn't know exactly what it would look like, but I knew intensity was really on its way and big change. So it was like, all right, well, we're just going to go for it. And so I just started like, what would be really fun? What would be really amazing? Oh, and of course my kids were now at home. So I could only do the things that I knew were the most impactful for me personally to do. And everything else needed to be delegated to other people because I only had a really limited amount of time now. I mean, I'm at home with my kids. So it was like, all right, time condensed. I barely have any time. People really need this. Like people really need our support. How can I just give? And we could talk about this later, but I am so amazed and so like rejuvenated is a word I would use, or like refreshed in my love of, I've always loved business since I was a little girl. I've always loved it. But now that it's like totally magical because I've allowed it to be, it's like off the charts amazing. And it's just fun to do it every day. I love it.
So from knowing you over these last few years, I know that when you first let go of New York and moved to the Big Island, you were starting a spiritual business there based on spiritual principles. And it was a mess.
Yes.
A total failure.
Yes.
And then you went into a more like almost more yang business, like very digital marketer, following the rules of what the experts are saying instead of your intuition. And now you're back into this fluid, magical space. What is the difference between you when you were first starting your spiritual business back on the Big Island and the magical space you're in now?
Oh, it's such a great question, Samantha. And she's right. I did actually try this experiment right after New York where it was like, okay, I don't want to do the whole like yang thing anymore. So I'm going to do the super yin thing and just like be the magnet that attracts in the business. And I'm not even going to really have a plan. I'm just going to like trust in the universe to bring what I need. And, so it was what I would say is that it was ungrounded. It needs Saturn. And for people that don't know astrology, you're like, what are you talking about? But it needs structure. It needs boundaries. It needs direction. It needs vision. And that's more Sagittarius, but it needs all the energies. And I went so far, the pendulum swung so far the other way. I was like, all flow, all yin. Okay, and then you're right.
Give it away for free.
Yeah. Just give it away and trust that it's going to work out. Which there's some beauty to that. And actually I would say that this year has been a lot of that. But the difference, okay, so then you said, then I maybe swung the pendulum a little bit more that way, but I kept some of that yin, flowy, intuitive always. I'd experienced it a little bit. So I kept it and brought it in. But yes, I did bring in more structure. I would say after the experience on the Big Island, I didn't trust myself as much.
Yeah.
And I didn't trust the spiritual process as much.
Yeah.
So I might have overcompensated and went, okay, well, that didn't work. So I need other people to tell me what to do because I'm obviously not that good at this. That's one thing. And then I need to follow the script because it's proven and it's worked and I do think it's okay to go through those periods of time. It's like when you're a dancer and you're learning a new dance, you follow the choreography to a T and then you flow within it. So I'd say the last however many years, 3-4 years, has been keeping an intuitive element, but adding in the script and the choreography and the technique, so to speak. But then now there's much more of a ability to flow and understand where the boundaries need to be, obliterated. Always trust myself though. Like that's one thing it's like, that is an uncompromising. Trust myself, but also get input from other people.
Yeah.
So like there's input, but then there's always coming back to, okay, well, this doesn't feel right. But I do have a few key team members who, if something feels right for me and they're like, I'm getting a clear no, we will have a process around it.
Yeah.
It's either like maybe they have some processing they need to do about something, like there's some fear or something, or maybe there's something to what they're saying, and so I'll be open to that. Well,
it's interesting because you've had a team from the beginning of Astrology Hub.
Yeah,
you started with a team, which is I'm pretty sure is unusual for online businesses.
I just had one person in the very beginning. I guess you could say my business partner at the time. Yeah. So 2 people. Yeah. I guess in a way, I've always loved creating with people. Like for me, doing it all by myself is just like, if you knew my astrology chart, you'd understand why. But it's just like, oh, like where are all my friends? Like I want to play, I want to be doing this with people. So yes, I have had a team. And I've also always seen the value in investing in that.
Yeah.
That to me is just like one of those no-brainers. It's like you can only go so far by yourself. Yeah. And there's something that happens in the co-creative process that it accelerates you sometimes. It can also set you back, which I've experienced as well. Yeah. Did I answer your question? So
You
then,
did,
yeah, so
yeah.
then I would say now it's that nice blend. But I
Well,
am
and
so grateful for all the experiences.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned bringing Saturn in, and could you run us through the different planets and how we can be balancing those and what they're actually bringing to our business?
Yeah. You want to do that now or at the end?
I want to do it now.
Okay, awesome. Okay, well, like on the spot, let's go for it. Okay, well, we can start. I guess we can start with the sun. Okay, so the sun, your sun sign in your chart is basically telling you where the sun was placed in the sky when you were born.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just back up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The entire chart, you might not know you have more than a sun sign, but essentially your astrology chart is a snapshot of the sky at the very moment when you took your first breath.
Mm-hmm.
So it literally is the divine light. It's the divine spark in you that is completely unique to you. That is essentially your makeup. And it includes so many things. I mean, it has information about your soul's contract, your soul's evolution, your personality, the way that you like to harmonize with people around you, etc. So your sun is your your essence. It's the core of who you are. The sun is the core of our solar system is the sun. And so that is the same in your chart. It's who you are. It's much more complicated, as you know, Samantha, because of the way that everything interacts together. It's not a one note song. Mm-hmm. It's a symphony. Mm-hmm. So your chart is literally harmonizing together to create who you are. Mm-hmm. So you can take elements out of context, and sometimes it's hard because someone will be like, well, I'm a Leo, but I'm really shy. It's like, well, okay, we need to look at the rest of your chart. Mm-hmm. But that Leo lion heart for that person, that core of probably playfulness and generosity and innate leadership and magnetism, it's still there, even if it's what we say in astrology, aspected by something that might be like shadowing it or hiding it a little bit for you. Okay, so your sun is pointing the direction in like who you are, what you're meant to do here. Your Mercury is very much the way. I guess I could do the moon next.
Well, we could also go from the lens of, instead of like what this means for you, it's like, how do we bring in the element or the energy of the moon into your business? So
there you go.
You were saying,
yes,
like, I need to bring in that Saturn energy so that it's a balanced business.
I love that. Thank you. Okay, so for the moon, to bring the moon into your business would be to bring the feminine aspect into your business, would be to bring the introspection, to bring that spaciousness. I was recently in a situation where there was a lot of drama happening in the community, and I was being asked to respond to the drama before I was ready. And so I had to call on the energy of the moon to hold what I knew was a feminine space and say, look, I will take my time with this. I will respond when I am ready. I am not going to be forced into a reactive position here. And so just honoring that is necessary. So bringing the moon into the business would be bringing in downtime, bringing in rest, bringing in dreams and dream time and that feminine element. Bringing in Mercury, we did it before this podcast. We literally invoked Mercury to help the communication be clear and true and aligned. So Mercury is the way that we communicate, and that could be written. That could be with your voice. That can be, it's basically any sort of communication. So I often talk to Mercury when I'm about to write an email. Like, okay, I want to make sure this is clear. When I'm about to do a podcast, it's bringing that mercurial energy in to make sure that I'm connecting and communicating with people in a way that is clear, and it's carrying the message that I want to make sure I bring through. Mars. Mars is that get it done, do it energy. That forward, visionary, focused energy. So you can bring in Mars if you're feeling lethargic, if you're feeling directionless. It's like, hey, I'm going to invoke that Mars energy to light a fire, in me, to get something going, right? Venus, Venusian, So I bring this in a lot around getting clear about what I value, being clear around money, like what it is that it actually means to me, what it enables for me, what it enables for the business, for the people that I work with. But Venus is also so sensual. So a lot of the things we do in Astrology Hub, I make sure that the astrologers that are teaching are doing it in a way that's multisensory, so that we engage, visually and acoustically and sense, with our light a candle before we do a ceremony. It's all part of that very sensual experience that helps people learn.
And probably embodying versus just having it be a heady subject.
1,000,000%, yes. Exactly. So it's about embodiment, and Venus can help us do that. Then we have Jupiter, which is just this super expansive. What I realized at one point is that I had been in Jupiter expansive mode for the business for like 4 years, and I needed to Saturn. I needed to constrict, because Jupiter expands and Saturn pulls in, and you can't always be Jupiter, even though it's really fun to be Jupiter. It's like a big party, it's big, celebration. It's big, it's expansive, but we have to balance it with that Saturn, like, okay, pull it in, like weed out the parts that don't need to be there, like go on a diet. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, business wise, like, go on a fast. We need to fast for a little bit. Like, so that's Jupiter. Jupiter and Saturn for me are like really amazing elements to work with in business. And then, well, if we could go, there's a lot more, but Pluto is like going into those shadow elements and seeing what needs to, like, the light needs to be shown on, like the real transformation. There's Uranus. I mean, there's a lot. We could go into asteroids.
We'll stop at the main 7.
Yes, exactly.
That was amazing.
Thank you. It's so, and this is where, like, astrology is not just, oh, what's your sign? And like, it's not just a personality based tool. It truly brings us into relationship with the universe. And then we can actually co-create with it. Like it's a powerful, especially as business owners. It's like, oh my gosh.
Well, and there's also the two side. When I was first learning about astrology, I understood the natal chart just because of like, okay, you learn your sun sign, and then eventually you learn the other things if you get tuned in. But then there's also like kind of the astrological weather,
yes,
which is the other element that
timing.
It took me. I didn't even think that was a thing until starting to work with you.
Right, exactly. Timing is huge, especially as business owners as well. It's like. And that helps you do the whole, well, when do we move forward, like Mars?
Just explain like really basics of what we're actually talking about.
Yeah. So okay.
Beyond the natal chart.
Exactly. So the universe is always moving. So think of it as like a clock. It's like a celestial clock that's moving in the sky, and certain ways that it moves creates certain configurations of energy that are more conducive or less conducive to certain things. And like, for example, 2020, the astrologers for years, decades even, looked at the makeup in the sky of the planets for the year 2020 and went, oh my God. Because what was happening in the sky, it was the most unusual and intense configuration that you could pretty much possibly imagine. And we're living it, right? So it influences us, but we're also in a creation with it, because the energy happens, and then you're just like, well, it's happening to us. Oh my God, it's fated. It's like, well, yes, on some level. And yet we always, always, always have a choice for how we're going to dance with it. How we're going to move with it. We're always making choices about how to respond to the energy that's happening. So astrological timing, or like the astrological weather, is basically like a weather report, but of the astrology. So if you're going to plan a party, if you're going to go out surfing, don't you kind of want to know what the weather's going to be? If you're planning an outdoor party, it'd be good to know if it's going to be raining. If you are a surfer, it'd be good to know if there's going to be any waves. It's the same with the current or the tides of the universe. They're pulling and pushing all the time. So understanding timing is so helpful, because especially as a business owner, you can time the different things that you're going to do.
How do you use it in your business?
we will literally, before the year, we will sit down with all the things we want to do. Then we will sit down with the transits, with the weather, and we will map it. Like, okay, we wanted to do 4 launches this year. We don't even call them launches anymore.
What do you call
We have a new
them?
name. Opens.
I love it. Okay, cool.
Because launch, we have PTSD. We can't do launches anymore.
It's too triggering.
It's so triggering. So we have to change the word. It's open. It's so much better now. Wow. It's a loud bird.
We have a friend. It's not stopping. Oh,
no. Okay. So let's say there's a year and like we have, 10 things we want to do that year. But then we see that literally almost the entire year, all these different planets are going to be in retrograde, which retrograde energy is inward. It's like revise, go back to the drawing board. It's not a big, like, go out there and do a bunch of new things kind of energy. So we'll be like, okay, well, we should probably pare it back. And maybe we should use this year differently than we were going to use it. Now, I'm not going to let that override. It doesn't control us, but it also influences how we're doing things. And we use it as just another data point for timing things. If there's going to be, again, retrograde's easy to use and people understand it, but we will do our best not to time a bunch of opens during a retrograde, although sometimes it's just impossible.
So you are an astrology company and have access to a ton of astrologers, and you have studied a lot of astrology. What about for the average business owner? Do you recommend, going to your website and looking at forecasts, or hiring an astrologer to tap in with once a quarter? What does that look like?
Well, I definitely would say listen to our weekly astrological weather. Our podcast, it's free. So
Astrology Hub podcast.
Astrology Hub podcast.
That's great.
That's a no-brainer because you'll get the weekly tune in. We have our Inner Circle membership. That's, for people that want to go a little bit deeper. But yeah, it would be a great idea to have an astrologer that you trust and you work with, and you could sit down with and be like, here's what I'm thinking about for the year. Here's the timing I'm thinking about. Can you just sort of tell me what I might need to be aware of as I'm planning this calendar out? That's for the timing piece. I think every single year I get a reading on my birthday because I like to know. I always ask them, like, if you had to choose a word or a phrase that's a theme for my year, what would you say? If you had to choose an animal or some sort of archetype that I can keep in mind for this year, what would it be?
Oh,
so like this year,
you told me that before.
This year it's a bird. And so I continually like see this bird and like, what is it like to be a bird? And so I always have a reading on my birthday. I would just say, start to tune in. Like you can even start working with the moon phases.
Yeah.
Working with the moon phases to manifest your dreams and your goals and your visions is really, really powerful. We're recording this on a new moon. I've been working on a vision board for the last few days that I'm not going to put together until the new moon and a few days after, but doing those kinds of rituals that help you tune into the most potent times to plant seeds in the ground so that your dreams have more just like wind beneath their wings,
Are you still doing new moon wishes?
Yes.
Me too.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. New moon wishes. I mean, there's so many different ways to work with it, and you can really start simple.
And that's a plug for Jan Spiller's book. What is it called?
New Moon Astrology.
New Moon Astrology. It's super fun. You get to like make wishes on every new moon. And how fun is making wishes?
Making wishes
as an
is
adult?
so fun. It's so fun, especially when you have like some hope that it will actually will work. And what I do is I track it with my Inner Circle members. So we do our new moon ritual.
That's your monthly membership?
Yes. Yeah. So we do our new moon ritual, and I ask them, like, tell us how, like, look back to last month, how many of your new moon wishes came true? And every single time people will write in, it's like either like 7 of 8 or 4 of 4 or
gosh.
4 of 6. It's always overwhelmingly the majority of things have happened,
That's
if
amazing.
not all of them. And then the ones that haven't happened, it's usually like it just needs more time because not everything manifests in 30 days.
Yeah.
Right. Or 28 days or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so this podcast is named Business as a Magical Practice. A lot of people use their spiritual practices to support their lives and businesses, but how are you using your business to fuel your spiritual growth?
Oh, God, it's such a good question. I would say that my business gives me the content and context for my spiritual growth, meaning I use the challenges that come up, the interpersonal dynamics, the triggers, the fears. I mean, just on our team meeting today, we were talking about something like a dream that I have for the business that came in last October, has been wanting to be birthed, but I've been the person holding it back. I realized the reason I'm holding it back is because I have fear in me around trusting people outside of my little circle. Because to bring this dream forward, I'm going to have to cast a much wider net.
Yeah.
And that feels vulnerable and scary. And so I use what's happening in the business to help me see where I have blocks, to see where I have triggers, to see where I have more work to do. And then I do the work. So for me, it is like one, besides parenting, well, an intimate relationship. I would say business, parenting, and intimate relationship are like my three main arenas that give me so much juice to work with in my spiritual practice. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Okay.
I know for myself, one of the big ones has been around money and sales. Has that been something for you where like it kind of cracked you open?
What do you mean? Tell me more.
When I decided to switch from freelancer to I own a business and I have to go on sales calls and I have to pitch people, like it put me in this like almost altered state of fear of just like there was so much going on that I was forcing myself into, choosing to go into, that it, on the other side of it, it was just like this condensed period of intensity that on the other side of it, I literally felt like I was in a different reality.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like it can be, the content is so rich there. And because what you're talking about there is survival. It's the very root of our like darkest fears.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, even at the beginning of this year, I had to face that demon of like, the business might go away. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I have no plan B. Are you kidding me? Like, talk about all eggs in one basket. Like, this is it. And so, sorry.
The children in the other room.
The homeschool has gotten a little unruly without the teacher. No, but basically, yeah, we have to face those survival things that rear their head, you know, and there's content all the time. Like, even just going into a new podcast format, like doing my first live, like then you're bringing up all these things around rejection and performance and, you know, or like people criticizing you. Oh my gosh, so much content there. Like people literally like coming at you with daggers and learning how to deal with that in a way that doesn't bring you down, that doesn't take down the whole ship, you know, because especially as a leader and a business owner, like you can't afford to let that kind of thing like completely annihilate you. So yes, there's constant content to work with. Fears of rejection, fears of abandonment, fears of death, fears of survival.
How do you deal with that? What's your process?
God, I wouldn't say that I have like a mechanical process that I go through or like a go-to, but if I could reflect on it for a moment, what I would say is that I first feel it. I feel the pain. Like, let's say someone says, "You're an idiot. I hate when you talk on the podcast." I'm making that up, but you know, I've received some things like that before. I feel it. It's like, ooh, ouch. Like an acknowledgement of like, that hurts. And then to just let it sort of move through my body and then take the time I need to, sometimes I need to talk to people about it and be like, this is what someone said, and just sort of like process it with someone. But usually what I get to is that the love I have for what I'm doing, for myself, for the people that I work with, for the astrologers, for the astrology, for my community, it so far outweighs the fear or the pain or the hurt that it's a no-brainer. You know, it's just, I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
And this is only making me stronger, and it's only making me better. And my mom growing up this beautiful Capricorn mama, she would always say, Amanda, not everyone's going to like you.
Ugh, I still haven't learned that.
And I'd be like, I remember being a little girl just being like, why not? Like, why aren't they going to like me, mama? But now it's such sage advice or like input, really, because to expect that they will or to feel like you're doing something wrong if they don't, that's the trap, you know? So just the expectation of like, look, I'm going to put myself out there. Not everyone's going to like me. And that's okay. Yeah. It's actually shows that I'm being true to who I am. Yeah. Because I just know that not everybody's going to like that. Yeah. You know?
Well, you hear that again and again with people with large audiences, that when the audience expands, like the number of haters expands too, and maybe the intensity even of it. So,
you know what I'm finding though was so interesting. I agree with that, like for the first 4 years of the business, but this year feels different. It's like, I know there's haters out there, but it's almost like the energy just ricochets off. And so, for example, today we have the weekly weather, and someone in the chat wrote, this is a warning that astrology brings evil and oppression to anybody who follows it. So this is a pretty strong statement, right? Yeah. Do you want to know what the audience did? They laughed. Yeah. They said, great. They said, bring it on. Because it was just so, like, it was just so in contrast to like our experience of it. Exactly. Yeah. It was like so not in the same, it was like, oh, you're clearly in an entirely different reality than us. And that's okay. Yeah. You can stay there. I'm not going to like even engage with this, which I'm feeling more and more like it's just so clear what energetic resonance people are at and where it like makes sense to take a stand. And where it like could do good and where it's just a complete waste of energy. Yeah. Whereas like I feel like before this year, it was more vague for me. Like I would get a little more confused. Now it's just like not worth my breath, not worth my time.
Is that just a space you're holding, or is it other shifts in the business?
God, I think that there is a clarity that has come with this time where the veil is thinner and it's just easier to see the density or like the, I don't know how to explain it. And I know I'm holding it for the company because I'm holding it in myself. Like I can feel it in myself. And so yes, of course, it's held in the company. And there's still people that come at us, but it just has a different, there's a higher call. You know what it, like I feel a higher call to hold a certain level or a certain space for this transformation that's happening. And I know I need to hold that for my community.
Yeah. Your why is big enough now.
My why is really, really big. Like all of a sudden with everybody feeling like unanchored, untethered, in chaos, unsure about the future. The one thing I know is that astrology has so much to offer them. Yeah. So much light, so much guidance, so much reassurance, so much inspiration. So much choice. Yeah. Because when we know what's happening, it's like we can choose how we want to respond. When we don't know what's happening, we find ourselves more in reaction. So,
well, and how beautiful that you already went through a lot of your darkness in 2013 and 2014. So you know the power of astrology during hard times.
Exactly. That's always been that has been always the why. Yeah. And I remember even going through that dark time, and I'm sure many of your listeners can relate, and feeling like, God, I just need to get through this, and I need to get through this as gracefully as I can, and I need to come out better on the other side, because there's going to be a lot of people that need to have someone reach out to them at some point and say, like, you're okay, you're going to make it, you're going to come through better than ever. And so I knew I needed to do that first before I would be able to do that with confidence to someone else. So that was my big why then, through the divorce, through the almost bankruptcy, through the like complete chaos that my life was at that time. It was like, God, if I get through this and if I'm better on the other side, then I can hold that space for other people someday. Yeah. And just, our souls speak to us. We know. So like that was my soul speaking to me saying like, just stay the course. You're gonna make it. You're not gonna die. I know you feel like you are, but you're not.
It's so interesting because you mentioned earlier that it's so nice to look back and be like, oh yes, that happened to me. Now it's over.
Yes.
And I even have, like, on a weekly basis, I'll have like an hour or whatever, like one little thing that comes up and it's just feels so overwhelmingly intense, and then the next like hour it passes and it's over. And it's amazing that you're holding that memory for the people around you, because it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, you'll just get through it.
Right.
It'll be over. And it's true.
Right.
But like to be able to ground into the intensity of that moment for the people. Just
Well, and I mean, of course I still have those moments myself.
mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I'm learning is the art of questioning.
Mm.
And so when we're in those periods of deep, deep intensity, finding the question that opens up a portal to an entirely new reality. Finding the question that literally shifts your energy in the moment and opens up the opportunity for a solution, an inspiration, a revelation, that moment of transformation that can happen in those potent moments.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like feeling it
Mm-hmm.
for sure, but then it's like, what is the question? What is the question that will bring me to the blessing, to the gift, to the next iteration that's wanting to come through this intensity right now?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Give an example.
Okay. Okay, so you're in a argument with your lover, your
Mhm.
partner, your husband, your wife, whatever. And in that moment of like anger or resentment or, confusion and
Mhm.
chaos, this is a really simple one. But if you can find it, what's the blessing here?
Mm-hmm.
What's the blessing? Just, you don't ask it out loud. Just find it and ask it. What part of reality is trying to come through right now? What is real and true that's wanting to be birthed in this moment? And how can I make space for that?
So I don't know if you remember this, but this is actually a full circle lesson for you. I remember back in 2013 when I was living with you, one thing that you taught me was that instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Because then you're just like inviting in more examples of why it's happening to you.
Yep.
Switching that question up to like, what is the lesson here? Is this an extension of that, or have you forgot about that?
No. I've always been interested in the right questions,
Mm-hmm.
but that's interesting that I said, what is the lesson? Because what I would say now is, what is the blessing? Which is different.
Yeah.
What is the lesson is like, okay, I'm going to get shown what I need to learn.
Yeah.
Which is good, but what is the blessing is like, what is the blessing here? Where's the gold? What is the like gift in this moment?
Assuming everything's for the best.
Yes. And so the questions I would say for me are just, it's a constant evolution.
Mm-hmm.
But playing with the power of words is one of the most potent things that I think we all could be doing right now.
Yeah.
And paying attention to the words that we're using that are creating realities we don't want.
Yeah.
And then the words that we can use to create realities we do want.
Yeah. I did a podcast episode on that.
Yeah, good. It's huge.
It's so big.
It's so big. And it's everywhere, pervasive in our language, even when we use the word not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go there. Like the negative that cancels out any positive that you're trying to say with that.
I feel like this is a common thing with people who are in the spiritual community for a while, is you learn affirmations and you get over it, or like they weren't potent, so you're like, oh, that's basic, or that's like there's something not right there.
Yeah.
And I feel like just in the last year, coming back to the power of words and everything, for me, it has really shown itself. And a part of that is around keeping your word. For me, it's not about just saying like some affirmation, fluffy affirmation. It's about, okay, I'm going to create a vision. I'm going to have action steps to support that, and then I'm going to do them. I'm going to keep my word and do them, and then you're just empowering that. You're empowering your word. You're empowering your will.
Yes. Ooh, I like that. That is good stuff. That's good. That's good magic.
Okay, so another question I wanted to ask you was kind of the energetics of business, in that you've mentioned before a few different times to me that you don't delegate your Instagram posting or your certain email writing. Things that you have the people to delegate to, that you don't do it because you want your energy infused into it.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So what I noticed, and this was actually back in the first
Yes.
business attempt,
Uh-huh.
was that I had like a VA, and I assigned the Facebook posting at the time, and she would make a post and we'd get like no interaction or engagement. I would make a post and we would get interaction and engagement. So I noticed this enough that I was like, oh, I guess I need to be doing the posting. And there's something about the energy of me actually writing it and me actually posting it. It wasn't like I could write it and then give it to her to post either. It was like I had to actually physically post it. I was like, God, I'm trying to delegate stuff here. Come on. But so now on Instagram, I do have someone posting for me, but she's posting things that came directly from conversations I'm having with people. So I know my energy is enough in it. But
you definitely went through a period where you were doing all the posting.
I was doing the posting this year, and I figured out what actually worked for us. I was doing the posting. And once I started doing the posting, we started to get traction, which Instagram for us is probably not the best example because our Instagram is still lagging behind because I decided to come to the party very late. But it's definitely like created a ton more momentum. So yes, I did it and sort of set the energetic imprint. And now she posts within that new thing. Because when I was doing it, I got to like see, like test, like what works, what doesn't work. But one of the things that I used to delegate that I've actually taken back is our weekly email to my audience. So it's like our weekly digest. And I've noticed that our open rates are way higher. Our click-through rates are way higher. And the writing isn't as good. It's not as clever. Yeah. It's not as organized. But it's me. And it's like I pour my essence into it and it translates. Yeah. So I think that there's so much there for us about we don't have to be the perfect writer. We don't have to be doing it the way that we're supposed to do it, quote unquote, strategically. But the more we infuse who we are and what we stand for in our work, the more the people that resonate with that vibration are able to find us and benefit from us. Yeah. So that's what I've learned is that there's certain things that I just have to do, even though it's like, gosh, it takes me like 2-3 hours to write that weekly email. That's 2-3 hours I could be doing something else. Yeah. But I've prioritized it. It's like this is my touch point with the audience every single week. In addition to all the Facebook Lives and podcasts, this is like the continuation of my essence for them, and this is the container I'm holding for them. So I have to write them, really.
So you are the CEO of Astrology Hub, but do you feel like those sorts of actions are like outside of the CEO role?
Well, I would say I was thinking of them outside the CEO role, but now I think of them as the CEO role. It's almost like the FDR's fireside chats. Like, could he delegate that to someone else? It's like, no, it needs to come from FDR, It's the same. It's like, I didn't realize that the communication needs to pretty much be very consistently coming from me, even though like I'm highlighting other astrologers and but it's because I'm holding a space. I'm holding a container. So I have to set the container that other people are creating within. And again, when I tried to delegate that, it's not that it was bad. It just wasn't as potent.
Yeah. So good. So as we hear your daughters playing Settlers of Catan in the other room, I think that's what they're doing.
They are.
I saw it on the ground. They are. I'm so curious what you are teaching your daughters about entrepreneurship. Obviously, through seeing what you're doing, they're learning a lot, but I'm almost positive you are actively teaching them things.
Definitely actively teaching them things. I'm actively teaching them about leadership. It's so funny. Sophia has this idea of the boss. And the boss, she's my 8-year-old. The boss just tells everybody what to do. Like, mama, like why can't you just do whatever you want to do? Like, you're the boss. It's like, well, for me to be an effective leader, I don't just boss people around.
Mhm.
We actually co-create, we collaborate. I get their input. I role model. Like,
Mhm.
so I actually have to show up in the way that I would love for them to show up. And if I don't do that, like, I'm creating a dissonance in the business. So they are along for the ride with me on every single thing we do.
Mhm.
Every launch / open, they are engaged. I'm reporting on numbers. I'm telling them how the broadcast went. I'm telling them, like, I include them because I want them to just have a very realistic picture of what it is like to be an entrepreneur
Mhm.
and what it is like to be a business owner. And I will read emails to them, and especially my oldest daughter, who's 11, she is a word magician. And she will be like, Mama, I don't like that subject line. It doesn't pop, or it doesn't make me want to open it, or I don't, you need to change that email because it's too much about you. Make it more about them. I mean, she's literally
Oh my
saying this, and I'm like,
gosh.
oh my God, you're such a natural. It's amazing. But I like to include them. I like to ask them, what do you think? Like, here's the challenge. But like that challenge I was talking about before, where I was being pressured to respond to something before I was ready. They knew what was happening, and I was running things by them, and we were talking about it. So I really just include them in the conversation. And that's what my dad did for me.
Oh.
I have 3 brothers, and I was the only girl. My dad has been an entrepreneur his whole life, and I would literally sit on his lap and ask him questions about business, and I like wanted to know, and he would share stories from his day, and it was interesting to me.
Mhm.
And early on, he was like, between you and all your brothers, he's like, you have the most of a business mind, like you do. And I was like, oh, cool. You know, I'm a little girl, and I didn't have a whole lot of images of like female entrepreneurs or anything. So that was really inspiring for me growing up. But so I like to do that for them too.
Oh. And last year, we've had conversations around college and
Yes.
your thoughts about college. And I'm assuming it's even more extreme now.
Oh my God, yes.
Like Yale charging Yale prices for Zoom calls.
Shut up. Oh my God, I didn't even know that. Yes, I've been watching it. It feels like one of the dinosaurs that needs to go. You know, like one of the things about the astrology this year, you guys, is that existing structures, like those old crotchety structures, you know, that just aren't really serving anyone. You know, they're there because they've always been there, but they're like not really serving us.
Mhm.
I would put education in that category, and you can see that it is
Yeah.
falling right now because of everything that's happening. I mean, the amount of people homeschooling and like taking things into their own hands because it's not working, not
Yeah.
only temporarily, but then you sort of step back and go, well, was it really actually working? Like, is there another way for us to reinvent this? But so for college, I've been looking at it for a long time, just going, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, you spend so much money. You go and you basically party, which is fun, but like, do you really need to spend 100 grand or 200 grand to go and like party? You know? And does it really prepare you for the world?
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah. So I've just been thinking with my girls, like, there's going to be alternative paths that really are totally viable and much more effective. And in my business, like, I don't really care if someone has a college degree.
Yeah.
Like when I'm hiring, I like barely look at that. What I care about is how innovative they are, how creative they are, what their experience is, how technologically savvy they are, how
they mesh with the team,
their chemistry with the team, their intention, their fire, their drive, their passion. Like that's way more important to me. So I just think the world is changing so much, and along with it, college will be one of those things that gets total revamp, not even a facelift. Like a complete rethink.
And the last time we talked about this, you said that Maddie wanted to own a hair salon. Is that still the case?
She wants to own several. She's outside. She wants to own several of them. And she wants to go to Paris and all these places around the world and get inspiration first. And then, so I was telling her, like, okay, so college could be good, but not really. Really, you need to go to beauty school and you need to know about business. Because apprentice, you need to apprentice with the best salons. You need to find the best teachers. You need to work in them and make sure you really like it, and learn from the best.
Yeah.
But like going to college isn't really going to help you with that goal, baby. Like, and as far as business goes, it's like, that's really the skill set you're going to need in addition to being amazing at what you do. Yeah. But for it to be viable long-term, you're going to need to know how to run a business. And I don't think you're going to learn that at college. I just don't. Like, there's way more resources online that you could use already
Yeah.
that would help you understand how to run a business.
Mhm.
And you're not going to pay $100,000 for them.
Yeah.
So.
So then what are you teaching them about magic?
Oh my God, we talk about magic all the time. Oh my gosh. It's so much fun, you guys. Like well, of course I bring astrology in because for me, astrology has so many keys for magic. But we talk about the power of their words. I'll like sing a song and be like, what's wrong with this song? Like, why is this song? Or they'll say something. I'll be like, why is that not the most effective magic, what you just said? And how could you change what you just said and make it effective magic?
Oh, I wish you were my mom.
We have so much fun with it. It's like a constant dialogue. And really where I'm at right now is with the power of their words. And also with, okay, let's say one of them upsets the other. Then it's like, okay, instead of being angry and blaming, why don't we look at this and see where the opportunity for practice is? This is an opportunity to practice breathing, practice being intentional, practice responding instead of reacting. There's so many opportunities in this one little moment. We're doing vision boards together.
Yeah.
We have our family vision board. They have individual vision boards but I'm not just like, let's just do a vision board. It's like, okay, what are we actually doing here? We're taking something unseen. We're bringing it into form. Once we put it into form, then it actually can blossom. Here's the timing in which this is going to happen based on the astrology. This is a gestation process. It's 9 months. It's like it's very particular how long this is going to take for it to come to fruition. So we are in a constant dialogue. I taught them a long time ago about abracadabra, which means I create as I speak.
Oh, wow.
So it's very much, okay, well, what, like abracadabra, like what are you creating when you say that? So we stretch time. So if we're late for something, I'll be like, okay, girls, stretch time. Like, do your thing. We do parking magic. Be like, hey, we're going to a place where it's hard to find parking. Madeline, do your parking magic. It's just like constant, and it's so much fun. It delights my inner child along with being, teaching them. So I love it.
Oh, that's so sweet. So scooting back over to business, what advice do you have for people who are just starting out in a spiritual or magically oriented business?
Use astrology. Get a reading, understand your chart, listen to our weekly weather, understand the timing. Trust that spark in you. For you to do something long term, you have to really love it. You have to really love it. You have to really believe in it. You have to really, it has to light you up from the inside, because there are going to be really hard times in the business. And if you don't love it, it's like, screw this, I'm done. Like you need that love to carry you through the hard times. So, and don't feel like you have to have all the answers about where it's going and have this big, huge, grand strategy and business plan and blah, blah. Like, I would say I've always had a vague understanding of where we're going, enough to set the direction and the path, and that it gets clear with each, as time gets closer, like it's like, okay, we're doing this next. And then it's like, all right, now it's game on, put things on the calendar, we're going. But it's okay to not be able to see 5 years down the road, especially right now. No one can see it. No one can see it. So just put one foot in front of the other. Do something. Like you said, Samantha, about the integrity with your word. Like, it's really integrity with yourself. Like if you have something you want to do, just start doing it. And this is where this gets a little complicated. because
Let's hear it.
Because there is a timing element. So there's a do it, but also trust. There's take the step forward, and if it feels like everything is conspiring against it, do that real internal process of like, okay, is this my resistance? Is this coming from within me because I'm afraid? Or is it just not the right time? So it's a constant internal, like when you talk about how does business inform your spirituality, there's a constant opportunity to be cleaning and clearing those parts of you that are holding it back.
And I mean, just for myself, if you have the capacity to have an astrologer you can check in with on a regular basis, or you find a community like Astrology Hub's Inner Circle where you can be tuning into current astrology. It helps so much in that. I know for myself, I used to really, really struggle with, am I creating this resistance? Am I creating like this situation that feels like it's pushing back at me? Or is it like the universal message, like that it's not the right time? And being able to have, like, I have a friend who's really adept at astrology that I can check in with, and it's been a game changer for me.
Yeah, because sometimes it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just not the right time.
Yeah.
And it's really helpful to know that, because then you can just relax and be like, I'm going to do this, but this is just not the right moment to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I would say have fun. I mean, really, like, it's meant to be joyful,
mm-hmm.
you know, and there's going to be times where it's not as fun, but I think when you can find that joy in the work that you do, you become such a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
You really, like, people want to be in that field.
Yeah.
They want to feel that way.
Yeah.
So when you can find it with you and lend it to people and inspire people and get people excited about life,
mm-hmm.
You benefit and they benefit. It's like this beautiful circular flow of energy.
And talk about the importance of self-care in that.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
So
yes.
you have the energy to give it to people?
Yes. Oh, I hit a wall with that this last week, and I realized, oh my gosh, I have to schedule nothingness.
Yeah.
I have to, because there's so much giving. I mean, you're giving all the time in business and your life as a parent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to have something to give, you have to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about advice for people who are scaling to 6 or 7 figures, multiple 6 and 7 figures?
You need a team. I'm sure you already know that. You need really good professionals around you.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you have really solid bookkeeping,
mm-hmm.
really solid accounting,
mm-hmm.
really solid lawyer. Like, and it's great to have those kinds of people who are in alignment with your energy.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned this the hard way. They are an extension of your team, and you need to think of them that way, and you need to vet them that way. Like,
mm-hmm.
this is going to be someone I'm going to be working with long-term, who's working with my money, my assets, you know, and so you need to find people that you resonate with that actually believe in what you're doing too on some level. Like, I have found that to be so helpful. Our bookkeepers love astrology. My accountant it has 5 planets in Taurus and knows his astrology and totally thinks what we're doing is the coolest thing. Lawyer is like referring people to me, you know, like have people that believe in what you're doing. And just know you're going to have to spend money on that. Yeah. And don't try to skimp on that either. Like, cut the corners. I've tried that too. God, you pay for it in the long run. You really do. It's an expensive mistake. Get good people. Scaling to 6 or 7 figures. You know, Samantha, what's interesting for me is that, and I don't know if this is just for me. I need to start asking more people and get like my little anecdotal survey going. But when I focus on a number, mm-hmm. it doesn't work. Mm. I actually have to just focus on the joy and the process and the giving and what it's enabling in the world and what it's sparking in me. Mm-hmm. And then the numbers come. Mm-hmm. And I know it sounds so cliche or whatever, but I've done it. Like, I've experimented many, many ways. And when I'm like, we got to hit this number, mm-hmm. or we're going to hit this number, even mm-hmm. playfully.
Yeah.
This year, I've done none of that. Mm. I'm delightfully grateful and surprised every time.
Yeah.
Instead of like disappointed because I didn't hit some external goal.
Yeah.
You know, it's just shifted completely.
So I can't remember who said this, but I remember hearing a talk where a woman was talking about Aphrodite versus what is the goddess's name? It starts with an A. She's
Athena?
Athena, yes. Okay, so Aphrodite versus Athena energy. And most women in our society are trained to be Athena.
Yeah.
We're driven, we're focused.
We're hunters.
We're hunters. We're hunters for that dollar amount. Mm-hmm. And we're virgins. Like, like, think about the amount of women who are in that CEO role who have lost their libido, who are overworking themselves, who are, you know.
That's actually really important
I
in the
know.
self-care arena.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that is huge.
But like versus the Aphrodite energy, you're not hunting for something. You're not going out and like
No, you're
getting that
Venus.
thing. You're just waiting for something to come to you, and you're having so much pleasure in the process.
It's so much more fun. Like I think there's a time.
Amanda's living it.
I'm living it. I'd say there's a time for Athena for sure, but I don't know. I've had a lot more. I've had a lot more joyful success
Yeah.
with Aphrodite.
Yeah.
And Athena's great, and it's gotten me to a certain point.
Yeah.
But and I don't know, maybe it's like we got to be Athena for a little bit before we can be Aphrodite. I don't know, but I just know Aphrodite feels really, really good.
I think it can actually stop women in the process of growing their business.
I do too.
They're pushing so much for a certain goal that their time is filled up. They can't imagine scaling past that because that would mean double the work or double the whatever.
Yes, and
double
you
the
hold it
pushing.
back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say, honestly, I am working less, doing less, stressing less, way less overwhelmed, and way more effective. Way more effective.
So what do you have to say to someone who's like, can't even imagine a first step in that?
Oh, God.
Like, what is something that they could do today, this week, that would start them on that progression?
Play.
What does that mean?
Okay. So for me, what that means is getting in the ocean with a boogie board and acting like I'm 12 years old and riding waves, even though there's no other adults out there doing that. For me, that means going outside on the lawn chair and looking up at the sky and talking to Mars. For me, that means getting on the floor and playing Catan with my kids. For me, that means going shopping and being super playful and just fun and giggly and loving being a girl. You know, like whatever it is that is playful for you. So maybe you can't play this week, but think about what makes you feel playful. And even if you can't think of what makes you feel playful now, think about what made you feel playful at some point in your life.
And most people have 3 minutes to put on a really fun song.
Totally. Oh my God. Dance party. Instant fun. You can always have a dance party. Yes. I mean, we need to do more of that. And I feel like as women, you know, that, and men too. I mean, because in those moments, my best ideas come. I am the most rejuvenated after. And it just makes life so much more rich. And you can bring it into your work. I'm way more playful with the emails I write. I'm way more playful with my guests on the shows because I feel playful.
Yeah.
So it's like that frisky, you know, like
something I'm doing is I'm not listening. I'm not putting any or as little inputs as possible into my brain because I'm super mercurial. Like I always want to be consuming information. Like always just want to be learning. So I'm like I'm not allowed to listen to anything in the car.
Wow.
I'm not allowed, or when I'm doing dishes, or like those times when I'm usually like filling my brain with something, I'm not. And like suddenly that spaciousness opens up and like takes away the almost like mental
lock.
Yes. I mean, that's not play, but like that's something where I'm like adding
that's
spaciousness.
Space. Yes. Yeah. Space is just as important as play. Like the space to play, but or the space to have space and nothingness. Everything comes from nothingness. So we have to like create the space for nothing. I remember, you know, I've done a lot of studying with Alison Armstrong.
Yeah.
And one of the things she said, it was like, huh? She goes, and this woman has studied men for like 20 years and is an amazing like relationship kind of, I don't even know how to categorize her. She's incredible.
Do yourself a favor and read
The Queen's Code. Yes, The Queen's Code and also The Keys to the Kingdom.
Those are both fun novels.
Yes.
With lots of lessons.
Yes. One of the things she said is men value nothing. And I was like, what? Like, men value nothing? Like, wow, that's harsh. And she goes, men value nothing. They value nothingness. They will get together and do nothing. And they understand the value of nothing. Whereas we have to learn to value nothing. And so it's so helpful though, because in that nothing is where everything comes. And so when we make space for nothing, we get everything. And so yes, play, space.
That's like, for me, such a value in partnership. because when I relate, externalize my own feelings of I'm not doing enough, even though I'm doing enough, but like in my
Yes.
mind I still feel like I'm not doing enough, or like I need to be working more. If I vocalize that to Eddie, my husband, he's like, "What are you talking about? Like, you should go surf right now."
Yes, exactly. Oh my God.
You should take 2 weeks off.
Yes. Yes. Totally. I know that my man would say the same exact thing. It's like, no, you need to schedule it in. Like, and do nothing on Sunday. Nothing.
Yeah.
Don't get in the car. Don't do anything. I'm like, what?
Mhm.
Really? Yeah. No, it's good.
Well, bring us more towards the end of this. I wanted to add on a couple more grounded world questions outside of spirituality. And one of them is, what are your non-negotiable daily and weekly practices? You kind of illustrated this a little bit. But.
Yeah. I would say that every single day I start the day in gratitude. Thank you, whatever I can think of. I make a lot of space for sacred study. For me, I get so much out of listening to certain teachers, of reading certain books, just say what I call sacred study. It helps me to stay in the right energy and the right vibration. I get to like borrow inspiration from other people in the moment, and then continue to integrate more of that light into myself. I'm doing a course right now on emotional alchemy. So working a lot with like the magic of emotions and the power that we can unlock through the emotional process, which is amazing. I do a lot of yoga. Yoga has become, again, a lifeline again for me. But not just any yoga. I need to find the teachers that resonate for me, that bring in the spirituality.
Yeah.
Hula has always been a sacred spiritual practice for me. And then play. Really just like making play like part of my productivity, part of my work, part of my job is to play.
So now you have to give us a list of your favorite sacred study people, teachers, things.
Okay. All right. I love Michael Beckwith's Agape. So I will just, on Sunday, he does the live stream. I will know that I'll get to tune into what he did on Sunday, on Monday or Tuesday, and it's normally like a 45-minute talk that I do listen to in the car. But so it usually takes me a couple trips that I listen to in the car. I have Anita Briggs, which she's the one I'm doing emotional alchemy with. It's not for everyone.
She's intense.
It's not only intense, but it's very like
esoteric.
Very esoteric. So I would say like not entry level. I am loving right now Cryon. I don't know if you guys...
I don't know what that is.
Wow! My yoga teacher actually was like, Amanda, you need to listen to this. And I had never heard of it. It is the best way for me to describe it. If you're not open to like channeling or anything, you're going to think it's really weird. But if you are on any level, it's incredible. But I would say that it's a channel of a electromagnetic field. Literally, it's a field. It's not an entity. It's not a person. It's a field of energy. And Cryon has been channeling through this man who was an accountant for 30 years.
Yeah.
Profiting, or not prophesizing, but talking about this time that was coming and preparing and, just like the astrology was doing. The transmissions recently, like since March, since the COVID stuff and, the world, everything that's happening, are incredible, like amazing. So I will just like tune into those. But when I find content, it is my driving material, because that's kind of the only time I can do that or dishes or I am also reading right now The Bowl of Light by Hank Wesselman, which is about a Hawaiian kahuna, Hale Makua, who was one of the last like true kahunas, and all of his wisdom, it's like mind blowing.
Oh my gosh.
Ano Ano, which is another Hawaiian wisdom book that I'm reading right now. I love The Art of Peace. Like there's all these books and content that I just cycle through. I think there's more video, but I'm not accessing it right now because between Beckwith, Anita, and Chiron, I'm pretty well saturated.
Chiron or Cryon?
Oh, Cryon.
Yeah. Okay.
I said Chiron
the first time, and then
Oh,
you switched.
Chiron is an asteroid or a comet. I'm mixing up astrology. Cryon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. That's a lot. Love it. And then, what's your favorite purchase from the last few months? Both business and for fun.
I don't know if I bought anything for the business. I've been so Saturnian. I've been like, I mean, I've hired some amazing people, but I don't like to think of buying them.
Okay, maybe not that.
But last weekend I got the most beautiful dress. It's like the idyllic summertime popsicle dress. It makes me feel like a popsicle. It makes me want to lick popsicles.
Did you go in-person shopping or did you
I did an in-person shopping, and the whole store was like a festival inside. Everybody's wearing masks, which is so awkward. But it was like, had such a, like, the girls, the women in there were happy to be there. It's like people needing beauty right now and needing like something that feels just fun and for themselves, I guess. So everyone in there was happy.
What store was it at?
It was Driftwood.
Oh, you love Driftwood.
I love Driftwood. And my love knew that I needed that. So he's like, let's go shopping. And he's so amazing. He's like such a man's man. And he's like sitting in this store. And this little girl comes up to him and was like showing him her book. It was just so fun. And there's this dress that he picked out. And I was like, oh my God, please look good on me. Please look good on me. I love that dress so much. And I put it on. I was like, oh my God, I love this dress. And I walked out and every woman in the store was like, oh my God, I love that dress.
Women are so amazing.
It's so fun. So it was just such a fun moment. And so that I would say is my favorite purchase in the last few months.
Oh, I love that so much.
Just fun. Just that for me is playful. Like my dad used to take me shopping when I was a little girl. It was like my favorite thing to do with him. I would go to his office. He'd be on a business call. I'd wait for him. Then we'd go to lunch and then we'd go shopping. And it was just fun.
Yeah, we were talking about that before we hit record of my husband's been like that too recently. And I'm pretty sure that gifts are my love language, which I've kind of like gone through a process with because it kind of in some ways makes me feel vain. But like I love buying gifts for people and I love when people just know the right gifts for me. So I kind of had to get over the fact that I just had to tell Eddie what to buy me.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, and how Aphrodite to just receive gifts.
That's so true.
Like we need to be able to just receive that.
Yeah.
And to be so grateful.
And identify what we want.
Yes. A whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
Well, Amanda, thank you so much.
Oh, it's so fun.
I'd hug you, but there's a thing in the middle of it.
It would make an awkward noise for all of you.
But where can everyone find you online? And we've mentioned a few things, so please enlighten us.
astrologyhub.com. If you want to find us on the web, you can go to the Astrology Hub podcast. If you want to listen to the podcast, that does have the weekly weather every week with a predictive astrologer, Ann Ortley, who's a hoot. So much fun. And then we have Instagram, astrology.hub. We have Facebook, Astrology Hub. So lots of different places.
And you guys have forecasts on your website, right?
The forecast, yes, because we have the videos. We have the weekly videos.
I feel like I saw a page on your website that were horoscopes or something.
Oh yes, we do. My God, thank you. We have horoscopes.
I know you just redid your website.
We do. Yes. Oh, you can go to astrologyhub.com and get your weekly horoscope sent to you. Yes. So that will be by sign, by sun sign and rising sign. So you can look at both. But that is also free.
And rising?
My sun is Capricorn. My moon is Gemini. My rising is Aquarius.
Okay, perfect. Oh, and I'm a Virgo sun, Gemini rising, Cancer moon. I haven't shared that before.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Was there something that I should have asked you that I didn't? Anything else you want to share? Final notes?
Oh my God. I think if there was anything I just want to share in closing, it's that, and I know probably most of you can feel this too, that this time we're going through is necessary, and it's going to reveal so much more truth and so much more light at the end of it. And I know that this process is hard for so many people, including myself at times. I mean, we're in like a crazy intense time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this necessary breakdown before the breakthrough. And it's been written in the stars since the beginning of time. So you're right where you need to be. And you came here. We're so truly, like, we are in an unprecedented time that will be talked about for years, hundreds, if not thousands of years. Like, we're living it. I've always thought, like, what would it have been like to be alive at like some of these really pivotal moments in time? It's like, oh, I get to experience it. Like, this is what it's like to be alive at a really pivotal moment in time. And so this is where we get to choose how it's going to change us, how it's going to help us become more of who we are. And so I just, as we're in the intensity and the ups and downs, it's like harnessing the potential and the opportunity at the same time.
And we're here to help create the future.
Yes, we are.
We're so powerful.
We really are.
Yeah.
I mean, we really are. Like, we came here for this time. Like, this is it. Like, this is the time to step into our destiny and to take all those experiences that you've had in your life and know that they were all serving you for right now. And for, our kids are benefiting from all the things that we're modeling for them and we're showing them and the way that we're dealing with the adversity. And it is a good news story at the end of the day. I truly believe that. Truly, truly believe that. So I just am grateful for the opportunity to be here with you, Samantha, and to be able to share with your audience and to be a part of this growing vision that you have. And you're putting your heart out there, and it's just beautiful to be a part of it. So thank you.
Amanda. Don't forget to follow on Instagram at The Dirty Alchemy and comment letting me know what you think of the podcast. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on when a new episode is coming out. And please rate and review if you're loving this conversation. It really helps. Until next time, happy magical marketing and have a very enchanting day.